You gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. You gotta spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum, have faith or pandemonium's liable to walk upon the scene. Accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between.
My name's Adam, and I've spent the last 20 years of my career leading, growing, and building companies and teams for lasting impact. It would be my honor to come alongside you and help you to do the same thing. Whether it's in the corporate world, a brand new small business startup, or a 100-year-old family business, I've seen it and I've led it. Starting with defining your purpose beyond profit, we unlock strategies across every part of your business so that we can arrive at what I call asymmetric endurance, allowing you to get your time back while the business continues to grow, succeed, and achieve its true purpose. If you're ready to build an unbreakable business, let's talk. Book 15 minutes with me today at kingdommindsetstrategies.com.
Welcome to Miracles Online podcast. This is a great episode we got for you because it's going to be fun. And this is one of those things that I think is so important in relationship. So let's go on with it. I am your host, Jeff, and this is...
I'm Kat, and welcome to episode 28. And it's all about fun.
Fun.
All about fun. The missing ingredient in modern dating. In a world where dating feels like a checklist and romance feels like a resume sometimes, what if the thing we were all missing is play? If you haven't discovered yet, Jeff and I have already started playing with our kazoo. In this episode, we're going to explore the lost art of laughter.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about spontaneity. Yeah. Shared joy, and why it might just be the most serious aspect of love in our love life is fun. So
I love it. I love this
playing
episode.
Together, the missing ingredient. Let's just jump right in.
Yeah. When you came up with the idea of this and now we start talking about it, I just absolutely adored this episode theme in the premise of all the things that we've done since day one. I can remember fondly back in the first house.
Fondly.
Wow.
Fondling me? That was fun.
So she... Okay, so back to the days of when we first got married. I brought all my clothes and so forth that she just kept in a box in the corner. But I had my guitar out and so forth. And she had a djembe drum. And I remember us sitting there and playing music together.
Djembe drum. Yeah.
It's just from the very beginning, we had this playfulness with each other. And I really adored and loved. And throughout the years, we've done things such as play in a band together. That was so fulfilling. But the idea of playing, too, is that we went out to the park and flew kites. Flying a kite together was fun.
That was a lot of fun. One of the things, and it's no secret that children, young people keep us young, and they know the beauty and the freedom of fun. So
that's right.
Having been able to be so close to one of our 4 grandchildren here in Houston, it's given us opportunities to, take her to the park and do the swings, play puppets, fly kites. It's helped to remind us, right, of the fun aspect.
Absolutely.
Of things. And so even though our granddaughter here is going to be 14 next month, and so she's in a different aspect of fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Those days are gone.
But Jeff came up with the idea to go on Amazon and get us all kazoos. And we've now affectionately named this Kazoo Month.
No, the Summer of Kazoo.
The Summer of Kazoo.
Yeah.
In fact, we're going to visit my son and my beautiful daughter-in-law and other 3 Idaho grandkiddos pretty soon here. And I told Jeff we need to get some more kazoos. Let's pack them in our suitcase, and
Summer of Kazoos.
We'll have a kazoo fest in Idaho, and I'm super excited about that.
Me too.
So I spent in talking about from flying a kite to other things that we've done with Elizabeth when she was younger.
Right.
We had a lazy afternoon last week, and Elizabeth was here, and her and I just started, I'm going to call it a kazoo off, or almost like a kazoo charades.
Yeah.
So we morphed it into each one of us would take a turn, and we had to define, was it a movie? Was it a song? Was it a nursery rhyme? Right.
So it's kazoo charades.
That's it. That's what I'm thinking. Kazoo charades. And it was a hit.
Yeah.
It was a hit.
It's always fun.
We found out the subtleties of kazoo playing, and one of which, because my granddaughter is a huge Elvis fan, and she tried to do some ballads. And I tried to do some ballads too. I said, let's stay away from the ballads. They don't seem to translate real well on the kazoo, but just so much fun.
The playfulness of it definitely is the fun, but the so-called the heart that becomes awakened, and it glows, and it brings back the exuberance of the youth in all of us, I believe.
And it's a form of connection.
It
Jeff.
Absolutely is.
No matter the age, playfulness is a form of connection.
Yeah.
And I think you don't want to ever lose that.
No, that's part of the stoking the fire in your relationship. I truly believe that if you keep that kind of enthusiasm and you have those kind of moments, it creates such great memories. Like, for instance, when we played games back in, when we first got married and so forth, we would go out and play tennis. And while we weren't great tennis players, we knew that was something we were interested in. And we knew that was something we could share with. Despite of how competitive I found out that Cat really is, that kind of put a kibosh.
I just want to be the best that I can be in whatever I do. But it risks vulnerability. I think this is why it fosters connection, because you have to show yourself as vulnerable, whether you win in a game, whether it's a physical game or a mental game or a card game or any kind of game, croquet.
You like croquet. You keep on bringing that up like I'm going to go get one. She's been dropping hints. Can we get a croquet set?
No, I think it's more. How sometimes the thought of something is actually more appealing than the actual thing. We live in Houston, bipolar weather. It's yucky out, for several months of the year. And thank God we have a lot of windows and trees and we can look out and see nature. But I have to take the actual outdoors nature in increments. I mean, right now, I've got things from the nursery I need to plant. I have to do it a little bit at a time because it's
not fun for me, so I'm not helping.
The idea of gardening is more exciting to me than actually gardening.
Right.
But I do like the fruit of it. And so if I want the fruit of it and the beauty of it, I have to put in the sweat of it.
And as a matter of fact, that's part of the play. If you have, like, for instance, definitely a green thumb and your significant other, we're not really part of it, bring them into this activity because they can be very
trying. I got him to move a pot to a sunny spot today.
Yeah, not smoking it, but moving it.
Oh, yeah. He didn't need my help on that.
But the thing is, for me, playing often involves a ball. It has to have some kind of a ball for me.
We learned that back in California.
But
that's the only way I could get you in the pool.
But here's the thing, though. Look what we've done. Recently, we got into the chess playing, and that came from many years of not really wanting to participate that because I don't want to play that game or want, somewhat confusing, and no, I don't have a history with it. But through patience and time of trying a few things, and then Kat finally decided that this isn't about competition. I don't have to win. I just have to enjoy it.
Well, come to find out that you were on the chess club. Come to find out you were on the chess club, and I'm barely learning what each piece does. That was a little frustrating. I don't think anybody wants to play a game where they're just slaughtered. So yeah, it was. I think we mentioned this on another episode. We played a couple games, and each game
got better.
I got better.
Right.
Right. So as long as I know I'm getting better, and he's not just, it's just an easy slaughter.
She didn't appreciate me going custard coming across.
No, I didn't appreciate. I'm going to castle my king. What the heck is castle your king? Yeah, go put him in a castle.
She didn't know that castling rule. So she thought you got to be cheating. You have to be cheating. So of course I got my AI out and I go 7 explain castling to her, please. And once she understands, she goes, well, just because it's a rule doesn't mean you have to use it. I was like, right? Alrighty then.
Right?
Yeah, just because there's a baseball coming, don't swing at it. But, let's be serious for a second that I am so appreciative that she now got involved in playing chess with me, because this is something, again, that's to me, the sharing of the intellect. There's one of that. That's extremely attractive. To me, it turns me on so much when she is, doing something that's
anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Okay, let me go look that up. I'll be right back. But there is something very attractive about the intellect of your partner, especially from a misogynistic guy like me who got out of that. Finally see a level of the female thinking being more than just the TV so-called stereotyping that I'm jealous. That's female thinking and all that stupidity.
Oh, man, what kind of TV do you watch? That's women thinking.
That women thinking thing came from Doris Day, Calamity Jane.
Okay, how many decades ago was that?
I don't know, but it's rated G, and everybody was feeding that to me when I was 10 years old.
Yeah, but that's right up there with Ricky spanking Lucy.
That's
Come
right.
on, Jeff.
And you have to understand, that those kind of things are the things that when we're kids, we're being fed to. And if you feed it repetitively, you kind of then start absorbing it. So you got to be kind of careful in regards to what are you feeding into a young mind. Because for the longest time, there was a lot of this garbage way of thinking, and I thought that was the proper way of behaving, and ultimately I recognize, of course, it was only in my own head.
Well, in your defense, I think part of it was you were a young boy coming from another country, didn't speak the language, and even when you were in Taiwan, you watched I don't know if they had it in English, probably not because you didn't speak English, but they had this garbage, these stereotypes, and you wanting to fit in to be American,
right.
I'm sure your young mind was like, okay, this is how I model, this is how I model a male, a female, a kid, I mean, don't you think that was part of the dynamic?
Oh, it was terrible. As a matter of fact, the Chinese culture on television programming was every bit of the dramatic nonsense of longing, the dramatic nonsense of male domineering. There was a lot of brutality that women in Chinese characters would put up with against their counter male parts. So it was really bad conditioning in so-called development of my character by having those as so-called quote unquote entertainment programming. Of course, I'm fortunate I got out of that. Everybody who is not fortunate getting out of that, you may want to reassess and go, wait a minute, what he's talking about resonates with me very much. I grew up thinking this, and I've never had a successful relationship. Why is that? Well, it's because you're probably modeling things that was not accurate. So back to how to be successful into a relationship that you can actually participate and be a part of. This is where playing is easiest for us to use and digest, because we can resonate with the child. that within us that about the golden times, the golden heart, in the sharing and the enjoyment, opposed to being what's in it for me.
Well, I think let's talk about the younger, being cool. Maybe some folks think, well, there's no room for fun and being silly, because it's not cool. They're too serious. And I would say throw that out.
No.
Yeah, throw that out the window.
Van Halen striped kazoo. That's cool.
I haven't decorated mine yet. Mine's going to have bling.
If I can only play Eruption on this thing, then I really have something going. But you're right.
Couples who play together stay together, and that's actually neuroscience. It's actually neuroscience, not just.
Tell us about that, Professor.
What is it that you like about my brain, dear?
Yeah.
I like your cerebellum.
Wow. Well, that's because they're double D bellums.
Oh, that's just wrong.
See, now she's going to make me go stand in the corner after the show. So everybody who wants.
What is wrong with your amygdala?
Hurry, where's my chat? Where is my artificial intelligence to be able to decipher what my wife is saying to
your
me?
Your amygdala is running crazy.
Yeah. The thing is, not everything it's going to be the kind of games that you would play with your relationship. In other words, for instance, she always wanted to bring up cards, and you say, you want to play cards. And of course, I just think
he doesn't like.
No, I played so much cards when I was a little kid, going into tween years, that at this point just realized if I want to waste time with you, I don't want to waste time with that. I don't want to waste time. I want to do something that we both dig into.
So we've gone through the games, and only you can.
She loves Scrabble. Go figure that.
Scrabble, because I'm really good at word games. So, I can just kick his butt.
But then when we play Scrabble and I put down the word like at, she goes,
oh, you're funny.
Really? Is that
Pictionary.
your word?
I don't know if people play Pictionary anymore. It's kind of like
Pictionary?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like charades.
It's like charades. Yeah. So he's really good at drawing. So he loves Pictionary. But it's hard to play when there's just two of you, and as our family has shown.
Well, we played it one time at Thanksgiving, and I started drawing something. My uncle started laughing because he thought it was a part of a male anatomy, not recognizing that we had grandkids in the room, that I would never draw that. But it just goes to show you that the craziness that can come in the fun factor.
But it was fun because he did is he ordered electronic. How many different games?
Yeah, we ordered gamings through the Xbox Live concept.
Through Xbox, so
that way you can do Monopoly, you can do
that was
Family
cool.
Feud, Wheel of Fortune,
Family Feud, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But every which way, what we're promoting here is to find different avenues and different mediums that you can play games with. Not necessarily always have to be you go outside and play, cricket. See, I don't like that game at all. You know what? It's probably because I read it in Alice in Wonderland. And mind you, I read Alice in Wonderland in Chinese, even though the story is the same. In the cricket scene with the king and the queen and the stork neck and all that was just so weird.
We played darts, and that's great when the weather's crappy, or it's winter or whatever. We have the magnetic darts. We used to have it on our front door. Then we redid the house, and somehow it got put away. But Elizabeth loved that when she was young, to do the magnetic.
And we
darts.
also had a billiard board table at one time.
We used to have that. Yep, that's now Elizabeth.
But we didn't play it much because back in her competition days, so to speak, that if I got up and started winning it, she would get really upset. And I'd rather have a non-upset wife than an upset wife that played billiards.
Oh, I don't remember that. But my excuse was the room was too small. There wasn't enough room to.
The room was small. We had a custom stick that was like 2/3 size.
Yeah.
Just because against the angle of the wall. I felt like the Costanza playing billiards with the maestro, that episode of Seinfeld, because we literally was hitting things on walls and so forth.
It was difficult, but it was fun.
It was fun for a couple of years.
We had a few events, family events, and people enjoyed it. So find your fun.
Yeah.
Find your game. It can be a $5 kazoo.
A $5 kazoo.
Yeah.
I can't believe I spent $5 on this, but at the same time,
I think it was actually $7.
Oh, was it $7?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everybody's out there going, "You spend what on a kazoo?" Well, the thing is this: I definitely recognize that if we got a whole bunch of kazoos, we were going to able to get everybody involved doing something musical, because kazoo doesn't require any practice time.
No
or anything
practice,
like
no
that.
reading music, no knowing
But
notes, but some creativity.
creativity
Yeah.
and interaction with
And
everybody who has a
interaction.
kazoo in the hand.
Absolutely.
But what's great about it is, like what Kat was saying, she created a game, a genre to like similar, Name That Tune, with the grandkid, and that to me was, exactly what I was shooting for. I wanted.
We're going to do that in
factor.
Idaho with my 3 grandchildren.
I think what we should do now is that we're going to play Name the Tune with the kazoo, and then have a cream pie that if you miss, we throw a pie in your face.
Okay, Soupy Sales.
Hey, Mo.
I'm sure nobody remembers some Soupy Sales.
Soupy Sales. Yeah, really dating ourselves here. Even myself, I don't really know Soupy Sales, because I only knew Soupy Sales from like television game shows.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Soupy Sales on TV. TV was black and white back then.
Oh, right.
Remember?
Yeah. I mean, I saw it for
clips.
a very short time.
Yeah.
So even if you don't have games, have fun with memes, and text, funny voice notes.
Yeah.
Use humor as a way to deepen your relationship. Don't be afraid of it.
Yeah. And we tried many different platforms. What we always find is try to get activities that would involve both of us participating. So that way we're not just laying there watching TV all the time, or, get into these binging things on Netflix or anything of that nature. Because while that could be okay for a while, some things you want to do, but if you make that a habit, it tends to be a lot of wasted time that you're not investing into your relationship. Where when we're playing games, you're investing in your relationship. You're actually working through certain things. Sometimes it could be very boisterous, and sometimes it's very aggressive to the point that somebody may start. I don't think we have
I mean, I guess it depends on where you're at. Well, I was a real poor loser, a couple decades ago when we'd play Monopoly, right?
A couple days ago.
We haven't played Monopoly in a long time.
No,
so
she was
back in California. Yeah. And
was this like when you were kids? Did you learn this type of thing when you were a kid? Like, were you a game board flipper?
No.
Okay, so you weren't that bad.
No.
I had a cousin that did that.
It's funny because I don't remember playing a lot of game boards.
Yeah.
At home, I think I had too many chores. Is probably, but my sisters and I would do. Performances. We would put on, put curtains up on the patio and put shows on with our little turntable for my mom and dad. So we would play house or play teacher or things like that.
Right.
And then it was playing.
But that's the fun factor of that when you have that kind of experiences and memories and so forth. Now you get into a relationship. Your relationship doesn't have to be 24/7 adult. In that sense of adult, everything has got to be, done with
serious. Let's say it's a new relationship, checking off the boxes, and you're just results driven on, are they checking off all the boxes, and are we doing everything correctly, etc.
Right.
Make sure you weave some fun in there, some play. And if you're early on trying to figure out, are you compatible, and you enjoy, which I don't know who doesn't enjoy the fun factor of a relationship, of life. I mean, we were put on this earth, I believe, to be happy, to be joyful, to have fun.
And two is not only the part about, enjoyable in doing these activities, the interaction between us and the interaction within the relationship is your foundation building. You're building another step, another brick into this beautiful, beautiful structure.
You're building your story. Absolutely.
Yeah. And sometimes it is just that quirky moment of the game that something happened. It would be the laughing moment that you would keep forever in your heart. And I know that just from the first time that we played chess versus to the last time we played chess, it was such a different memory. The first time we played chess, I was like, oh my God, I rattled the cage here. She's about to, not talk to me for another. I
wasn't having fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But then the last time we played, you can just see the gleam in her eyes. It's like, oh, that was great. That was good. And, even though we ultimately ended up with that same results, but you wait the next time, I'll get you. And that was great. I really enjoyed having her to kind of start to have a little bit of that
confidence,
fire in the belly and wanting to go and say, well, you just wait. Because there's no question in my mind.
I never said that.
Well, you didn't.
You might have thought that.
You didn't see it in your eyes.
I might have given you the look.
Yeah,
the look.
it was in your eyes. Yeah, it was like the Kingsmans are coming. You better get inside. But the great thing about this situation is in this gameplay with chess is eventually one day I know she's going to be, I won, I did it, and I can't wait for that day to happen because that would be great. That would be another nice little brick into that structure that we've done this together and you've achieved this, and it's just great memories. And that's really all this is about, being fun, enjoyable memories that we can create by playing, by not taking life serious.
And don't confuse that you only have to be playing to be playing.
Yeah.
Because maybe you enjoy cooking together and you're playful together in the kitchen. Maybe you like just kind of sliding around on the floor in your socks, dancing to your favorite song that came up. That's being playful.
Yeah.
And those are definitely, intimate brick building moments of your story together.
And then we sometimes do these things like the riff tracks, which is commenting on movies that we're watching and throwing in these silly comments and so forth.
Yes, quirky comments, absolutely. That only you and your partner get.
Yeah, that's right. And we do this. And what's funny is I know that when other people chime in on it, we both look at each other like, this is our space. What are you doing? So this is something that we've bonded over in regards to how we find amusement and humor and just kind of, sometimes goad each other, like, ha, 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 look at this, look, ha, ha, look at that. And keeping it light because life is serious at times to the point where you're just like, going, oh my goodness. Like if you didn't get a paycheck, how are you going to pay your mortgage? And, somebody got in a car accident. Is they okay? These things are very real.
Life happens.
Life does happen.
But there's moments
right
that we can inject levity to balance it out. Yeah.
Because to take that heaviness off of it, especially when it's on your chest and your heart on something that's very traumatic, you need to come back out of it and think, okay, I get it, but I need to heal. How can I then be a great contributor to our relationship on this process? Because it takes two to tango. There's no question that we work great together because we understand it's a we thing. And it's not I can do this. I can bring that. We don't think like that at all.
Absolutely. And, I read something that I really resonate with. It really stuck with me, Jeff. And that was that I am a statement of I am in a good mood. And you can replace that. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a fun mood. I'm in a playful mood because I have a responsibility to my partner or to the people around me to be in that great space.
Yes.
Right?
I'm with you on that.
I mean, how many times have someone walked in a room or space and they're down or negative and all of a sudden the rest of the room is down and negative?
Right.
We affect people.
Magnetism is a real thing.
We affect the people we're around and especially the people that we're closest to by the moods, the playfulness and or not playfulness, seriousness, negativeness, etc., to the people around us. And I think it's a responsibility that I take serious. In fact, I might not have told you this, but Elizabeth, bless her heart, our granddaughter who lives here in Houston, she said to me one day, her mom had just dropped her off and I greeted her and, my usual way and this and that. And I was in the bathroom. She followed me in the bathroom and she gives me a big hug. And she says, Glamma, how are you always in such a good mood?
Because she's married to me.
And she gave me a hug, and that just warmed my heart.
Sure.
And because it's intentional.
That's right. And she observed this.
And she observed it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then being able to reflect upon it and then question it.
Yeah.
She's a very inquisitive child.
Very inquisitive.
That's something we kind of
often told her, don't always stay curious, sweetie.
Stay curious.
Always stay curious.
Right. That's exactly how you understand and learn things.
Yep.
And she's bright in that sense that she's always been, how does this work? Why is that happening? That type of behavior and thinking process. So she's going to be a good one. I can tell.
She is a good one.
Yeah.
She's a great one.
Yeah.
So with that.
So you got a poem, or what are we doing with the wrapping up letter?
I do. I have a poem to share.
Okay. So before we share the poem, this is the point where we do the theme music.
And right. I want to end with the same song that we opened.
Are we doing that?
When I'm done. But is there anything you wanted to?
Of course. We got to tell our audience here, like and subscribe the podcast and make sure you share it to help us grow this channel.
If you're single, divorced, widowed, or you know someone who is, pick up my book, Miracles Online, Finding True and Lasting Love in a Digital World.
Yeah.
You can scan the QR code or go to YAYU Publishing. That's YAYU Publishing.com.
Yeah, it's right here on the bottom. We're scrolling back and forth the whole entire episode. Yeah. So with all that, don't forget we also have our Substack. So look up the Substack. Everything link here and everything's in the description. So check us out, please. And here we go with the poem you have.
Let's Be Fools Again. It's titled. Let's skip the interview, the polished lines, the tired routine or curated signs. Let's be fools again. Two hearts off script. No roadmap. Just wander on our lips. Let's ride the carts at midnight. Ooh, that reminds me of a story. Laugh till we ache. Make pancakes in costumes. Swim fully clothed in the lake. Let's not ask where this is going, but where it wants to go. Let curiosity be our compass and joy be what we know. The world is too heavy, our timelines too tight, but I'd rather dance barefoot than date out of spite. So if you're tired of perfect and bored of the plan, take my hand, love. Let's be fools while we can.
Wow. I like it.
And with that.
Wait, you got to give me a kiss before we go home.
I'm so sorry.
Right? And there she goes. We'll see you next time. Wow. How about that? And now, of course, I'm over here with the kazoo in my hand and the mouse. See you.